Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our year-end edition of 36 stratagem about ancient wisdom and smart ways to try to minimize your loss and gain maximum your gain. Language is not very fluent today, so please bear with me. Last time we talked about 反间计 is reverse spying. So your enemy sent you a spy, you somehow turn that spy around against. And I'm pretty sure there is some term for this kind of deploy. Probably it's common in the spying world that you spy and counter spy. Kind of, right? Okay, so today we talked about 笑裡藏刀. It sounds very chilly because this is something difficult to do, but this is because it's difficult, it probably is more effective, even because that's kind of against the human nature. We have 笑裡藏刀. The 笑 came from this image of a person, five limbs are all expressed, and with the head even bend forward a little bit. So that actually means somebody is walking fast. So it's like a little bit of like a forward bending and big strides, right? Walking in big strides and fast. And then the top is our symbol of bamboo. Normally we have this upward turning bow, right, with a leaf that's plant. And if we have a downward pointing bow, that's our bamboo. Bamboo is also one very common plant in Chinese culture. So a lot of symbols from our formed Chinese characters use bamboo instead of grass. So bamboo, the feature of bamboo is very bendy. In very windy situations, it will just kind of sway or bend a little bit. Because it can bend, it doesn't break, right? So that's the main feature of bamboo. And people use the bending motion of bamboo in the wind to personify or to describe the behavior of when people laugh. They are going to bend and kind of uncontrollably from the wind of humor, they kind of bend. So that's the very body language description and using a bamboo's behavior to refer back to human behavior of smiling. And I translate a smile, but Chinese, we don't really have smile, laugh, like a giggle, like different versions from just one character, because Chinese character oftentimes is a very general, it has a bigger scope, and then it has to pair with something else to kind of lock it down to make it more specific. So in this generic laugh or smile motion, I use smile here. The lighter, like the lower degree of laughing face, but it could be laugh or giggle. It didn't specify, it's generic. Okay, and 礼, you can see the ancient one actually is short, like simpler than the current one. So this is traditional Chinese actually. Traditional Chinese have this clothing sign on the side, but the ancient one, it was only shown the block with the cross inside. That's our field symbol, because Chinese is agrarian society. So field farming is the main activity, and as we all know, is a big population place. So when it used to be a lot of farmers, and the farmers, each one have their own piece of land, plot. So there's a plotting, cutting out a space, a field, cut it out into smaller pieces to assign to different households. So that's the initial meaning of 田. It's called a 田. And then at the bottom is 土, is our soil symbol, because the top is the ground level, and then we have this vertical line pointing downward, and then kind of an indicator to say, okay, stop right there. So this indication of, okay, below the ground level, stop right there, is our way to bring your attention to what's below the ground level. So that's where we are talking about. It's the soil, the earth that we're using here. So the field plus the earth simply is our way to say, this is your living environment. This is where you reside. And we have originally put the clothing wrapped inside the clothing. So that means that's where within the clothing. So from this within the clothing, it's kind of underwear, under clothing, that you that's induced, or like a deduced. Gosh, my language is bad today. That becomes our inside. So it's within or underneath the clothing. That's where things live or reside. So that's inside. And 藏, wow, you see this character is pretty complicated, right? And just like, okay, we have the bamboo symbol like this. This is our grass symbol. So this is generic plant. Bamboo is pretty specific, even if there are different species of bamboo. But grass symbol there on the top, facing upward, right? So this simply is any generic type of plant. And then the bottom is complicated. Okay, on the left side here, it means split bamboo. So something about a bamboo again, but it's split, separated into two entities. So this is the two entity. And then the right side is gu. So it's a type of ancient weapon, weaponry. So you see the pointy things, right? So I don't know exactly how that works, but it occurred very often in Chinese characters. So that's weaponry, and then weaponry, the result of weaponry is to cut something into two pieces. So it's pretty aggressive armament. And then the bottom here is chen in contemporary Chinese, and that means not as the servant or the supportive staff of the ruler. So for the underneath the ruler, the whole army or thinkers or people who support the ruler to rule, they don't exactly have the power, but they can, suggest or contribute in their own way. So all of them, especially those who are not the muscle part, but the thinking function of the supporter of the ruler, that's chen. So the chen wrapped inside this army, this armed shape, and this split into two. So it's almost like hide inside. So that's our hiding and covered underneath the grass. So that means place something hidden in the grass. Yeah, that's my best try today for this. And dagger, we've seen that before. It's just a symbol, visual representation of the knife. And this is the handle of the knife, and these are the two edges of the knife. So 笑裡藏刀 is chilling because it's about backstabbing. It's like on the surface, people laugh or smile, be courteous, try to be friendly, but they really have their own intentions, and they hide that intention beneath the surface of being friendly. So 刀 this killing, this this is the real intention, and that's hidden behind the smiley face. So that's the key. But I think the Chinese strategy here doesn't mean on the surface level of what's used behind the symbols, like smiley face and knife, even if in contemporary Chinese is often used it on its almost like a literal understanding of yes, you want to kill like a murderer to somebody who you acquaint with, at least on a friendly term with. But the Chinese strategy for this 笑里藏刀 actually means in the bigger scale, in a wartime situation, be friendly with your enemies, prepare your own resources and build your army stronger, or waiting for the favorable conditions externally. And when the moment is right, then that's when you can confront your enemy directly. So 笑里藏刀 here doesn't exactly mean on individual level. It's military maneuver. It's keep it at peace when you're not ready. And, but inside you have your purpose, your mission, you know your long-term goal. And that's the dao, that's the killing intention over there, and hold that and build and wait for the moment when you can strike. So this 笑 means keep with your enemy at peace. Don't fight when you're not ready, and be prepared. So this philosophy came from like on the surface, 外柔内刚. So it's like on the surface, externally facing, you feel soft, you feel gentle, you feel harmless. But inside, internally, 内 is internally, 刚 is you are firm, you didn't lose you know who you are, you have some hardcore mission wrapped inside this soft appearance. So that's soft and hard is our description with 刚 and 柔. Probably that's not the best translation, but there is this separation between the inside and outside. So outside you show being gentle, being civilized, all that, but inside you're a beast, or you want to achieve some high goals that you cannot just leap forward for it yet, but you hold it, you hide it, you build internally and wait for that moment. So that's 笑里藏刀, not exactly, like demonstrated by this picture. Not, it could mean this level, but it's higher. I just want to expand. Okay, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.